Hey two-wheeled friends, welcome back to the channel. As you can see by what we got going on here in the rocks, the weather has not been very friendly to us, and this is kind of some of the remnants that are left behind. But today I am here because I got something exciting to show, and it's not 100% my news to share, but Mrs.T was not able to come with today. There's a little bit of a break in the weather. As you can see, the sky doesn't look very nice. It's like 38 degrees out right now, and I wanted to get out to make a little bit of an announcement. So look what we have here. So yes, as you can see, this is Mrs.TWOWHEELD's 2018 Softail Heritage. It's got less than 4,000 miles on it. It's got those nice, beautiful, wide white walls. It has a rider backrest, comes with a passenger backrest with the luggage rack. Lots of add-ons. The 2-into-1 exhaust, I believe that's a Fat Cat exhaust. So it does have a stage 1 with the tuner. Got these nice leather lowers on it. Got the little lower wind deflectors. Tinted LRS windshield. The heated hand grips. But this is a beautiful bike, and it is fun to ride. And this is going to come in perfectly for the Great Plains Moto Meet that ride down to Lincoln, Nebraska. So what do you think? Should we go fire it up? Now that I'm on it, maybe you guys want to hear it. She's got a mean growl. It's like a little baby Road King to me. Let's go take it for a quick spin. Mrs.T.'s so jealous that she's not here right now, and that I'm out on her bike, and that I actually enjoy riding this bike. And this is going to be such a great motorcycle for her. I'll let her kind of tell her story. I'll let her tell her story of how she wanted to end up on a Softail. She did some sitting around on some different bikes, And I kept sending her a lot of different ones from Facebook Marketplace and different dealerships. But I'll let her get into more of that detail. We'll head home. I'll get her out with the bike. And we'll talk a little bit more about it. This bike is just so much fun. Let's go home and we'll talk to Mrs.TWOWHEELD a little bit more about her shopping experience.
Hey guys, Mrs.TWOWHEELD here, filming in for Dustin on this lovely day out in our garage, and wanted to show you our big surprise, which was kind of an impulsive buy for me. As you can see, I'm sitting in front of this bike, and this is mine. This is my bike that I got. So just to kind of give you a little bit of background, I know some of you guys know when we were doing the Christmas special with the Stevies, that I was talking about potentially getting a new bike, and they had asked, well, what kind of bike are you interested in? So back in October, I was out of town for some conferences, and Dustin had messaged me, and he's like, hey, before you leave town, stop at the dealership, the Harley dealership, and sit on and get a feel for a bike like our neighbor's, and she has a Softail Slim. So I go in there and tell the guy that I talked to, you know, I'm just looking right now, just trying to see what fits best for me, because I'm fairly tall, I'm 5'10", so I don't want to be hunched up on a bike. Told him that I was riding the Shadow and it was comfortable, but felt like it was a little too small for me. So he pointed me in the direction of an anniversary edition Harley Davidson Heritage Softail, which I think some of you guys saw on my Instagram, because I was like, ooh, pretty bike. And so I sat on that and I was like, wow, this is comfortable. I don't feel hunched up. My arms are comfortable. My legs felt comfortable. It was just an overall really comfortable sit on. So I, just kind of took that with, and from there I was just like, okay, if I'm going to get a bike, and if I'm going to settle on a bike, it's going to be a Heritage, because one, love the looks of it, and then I was also wanting a bike that had cruise control, which this clearly has cruise control, so we can go on long distance rides. Dustin had sent several, dozens upon dozens of bikes for sale on Facebook Marketplace, everything from Kawasaki's to Harleys to Hondas, and quite frankly, I was really overwhelmed, because I was like, I have no idea about any of this stuff, and honestly, I kind of wanted him to make the decision for me. But I just kind of like weathered it out, and I was like, all right, I'm going to take one at a time. And then come to find out, I was getting like the same bike several times. I'm like, okay, I remember seeing this one, and I remember seeing this one. And of course, the cost of the bikes on Facebook Marketplace weren't getting any cheaper unless I wanted something old with a lot of miles. And that wasn't what I had in mind either. So early April, Dustin sends me this bike. It was late at night, because I saw it right away in the morning when I woke up, and I was like, oh my god, that is a beautiful bike. And I messaged the guy on it as I was brushing my teeth in the morning and asked if it was still available, and he said yes. And so I asked for a walk around and a video and more information on the bike, and I probably didn't ask enough questions, but I knew that this was the one. This was the bike just by looking at the pictures. Throughout the day, he and I were messaging, and he is 2 hours away from us, and Dustin made a comment see if he'll deliver, you know, if we can negotiate that into the purchase. So I asked the question, and he's like, yeah, for $100. I was like, sold, done. Okay, $100 for you to deliver this bike to my driveway. Okay, fine. And so within 24 hours, I had confirmed with my banker that I had the funds available. I had the cashier's check all written out, and I told the guy, I was like, I want it, it's mine. Took a picture of the cashier's check, and he's like, all right, we'll deliver it whenever you and your husband are available. So within 2-3 days, he brought it up, and I got off work, and Dustin was already at home and inspecting the bike, because that was one of the contingencies on the purchase. And I wish Dustin recorded me getting out of my vehicle, because I guess I had this gigantic smile, which I felt like I did, because I was really excited that this was something that I did on my own. Granted, yeah, I probably could have negotiated some more on it, but I knew that if I pushed too hard, he probably would have sold it to another person. So, and that was one thing that he mentioned to Dustin when he dropped it off, that he could have sold it 5 times over, but he decided to sell it to me, which I'm eternally grateful for, because I feel like I have found my dream bike, and I'm really excited that I get to grow and journey on this bike alongside with Dustin. I think that's all I wanted to talk about.
So you kind of talked about a little bit of the negotiation part, and being that this has all of the accessories that it does, so they're not currently on there, but this has the passenger backrest, which you probably won't use unless one of the girls get on. Right. It's got the luggage rack, got the rider backrest. It does have a full exhaust put on. It's got the lower leathers on the engine guard, has the lower wind deflectors, has a different windshield, and the heated grips. So it's got a lot of upgrades, and I recognize that this bike was priced pre-inflation, really.
Right.
And that's part of the, feeling that there was a fair deal here, and put 2 and 2 together and made it work. The white walls on this bike, I feel,
they're
really
classic.
make it stand out too.
I love it. It's classic. It's such a clean look.
So Molly hasn't ridden this yet.
I haven't.
The weather here in South Dakota has been terrible, and I managed to sneak out to get the B-roll footage that you watched and a little bit of the intro. But like I said, it was 38 degrees. It's like 25-mile-an-hour winds. There's snow on the ground. You haven't ridden yet this year.
I haven't. So when he said, I'm going to take the bike out, and I was like, I want to go. But I knew that I would get around the corner, and I'd be like, nope, I'm cold, because I would have hopped on the shadow. And I would have froze instantly. Because that does not have heated grips on it.
Right.
Dustin's bike doesn't have heated grips on it either.
And this is a fun bike to ride. I've ridden on it a couple times now.
Yep.
The day it came, I hopped on just to get a feel for it, just make sure everything was good. And then, of course, today. So
I want to ride it. Can we just turn it on and...
So being that Mrs.TWOWHEELD's a new rider and hasn't ridden yet this year, she's going to ride the Honda a couple times just to get the feel. It's a little bit lighter than this bike, but I am confident. This has the cable clutch. Even though it has the 114, it's a little different than how the Road King is. I think that clutch makes a little difference, and it's not as torquey as the Road King. I don't feel, and that is where I have a little more confidence in you being able to ride.
Yeah, I was relieved when the seller told me that it was a cable clutch, because I was really hesitant about the hydraulic clutch, just feeling how much force you have to pull back on Dustin's Road King. So when I just kind of sat on it and kind of felt how it pulls, it felt very similar to the Shadow.
Why don't you throw a leg over it?
Throw a leg?
And
and I don't have a key to turn it on, so that's going to be
and it's
a change.
It's not liking, even though I have the fob in my pocket.
Here, I'll just put it there in the cup holder for now.
The lights are all flashing with the security system.
So the seller, he goes, well, why don't you just fire it up? And I'm looking for the ignition because that's what I'm used to with the Honda. And I kind of looked at him like a buffoon and was like, I don't know how to turn it on. And then he's like, it's a fob. You just push this button and this button and you're good to go. And I was like, it's that simple. It is that simple to turn this on.
We'll do a video on it in the future because this video will be getting a little long. But we'll talk about how Molly can completely flat foot this motorcycle.
I can.
And it's very similar almost to the Honda Shadow is how I see it visually. But the bars they pull back a little. And it just naturally fits a 5'10" rider. So
it does.
And me being 6'2", almost 6'3", I'm comfortable on it as well. Any closing thoughts, comments that you want to make?
There you go. Let's go.
We didn't want to do a new bike reveal or new to the two-wheeled garage reveal from in the garage.
Yeah.
But we've been like 20 to 25 degrees below normal for temps, and we're now in the back half of April.
Yes.
So recording this on Easter Day. Yeah. And yeah.
Fake spring.
Yeah.
Fake spring in South Dakota.
Faux spring.
Faux spring. Spring.
Well, why don't you close us out with something, Molly?
Okay. Well, if you guys like my new bike, let me know. As you can tell with the smile on my face, I'm very excited. And yeah, just let me know what you guys think of the new addition to the two-wheel channel. Now we have 3 bikes in the garage, so we'll have to play Russian roulette on who gets to drive the Honda. But I'm very excited for this summer to get out on this bike and take it down to Lincoln, Nebraska. So leave your comments down below and let me know what you think of my new bike. Appreciate it. Till next time, peace out. See you guys later.